Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about our project management system for our social media marketing agency.
Johnny, turn it up.
Hey, Murillo, you blessed.
So I'm going to be filling you in on this because you haven't really gotten a chance to hear about this. This is new to us, and this is going to be sort of my role in our agency.
And it's also it's like our plan of attack for this
Yes.
new phase, which is scaling.
Yes. Yeah. And we'll, in later videos, we'll go on to explain more so what our plan is. And everyone will see that as we follow along our journey. We got some big changes coming. But for now, we're going to define our project management system that's going to help us actually carry this plan out. So I'm going to start sharing my screen, and I can run you through everything I typed up earlier. Yeah, so essentially the project management style that we're going to be adopting is from the agile methodology, which is typically used in software development style projects. So that's opposed to traditionally people used a waterfall style, which is where you define your set of requirements, you build it out, you test, verify, and then you ship your product. So that's takes long, it's clunky, there's no iterations, there's no time for feedback and everything. And so it can be pretty overwhelming too when you have a large scale project and you're staring down the barrel of all these tasks, and it's really hard to wrap your head around everything and start every day with just this huge list of things. So instead, with agile project management, you're basically batching it down into a series of sprints. And so these sprints are going to be 2 weeks in length each. And at the end of each sprint, you basically want a functional product. And so for us, we'll define what a certain deliverable is that we want to have finished by the end of the sprint. And that needs to be done by then. And so it's just a series of mini projects contributing to this larger project. So I just made a list here of different terms and just a quick little brainstorm to run you through. So first of all, you have kind of your master list of requirements and definition of your final product for the entire project. And so this is called the product backlog. And then for every sprint, there's a sprint backlog. And so to create the sprint backlog, you're pulling from the product backlog to make this sprint. And then we have the daily scrum, which is every day is 15 minutes, no longer. Like I'm going to be in charge of leading the scrums, and it cannot be longer than 15 minutes. We get in, define everything, review, build out the next day, and we're done with it. So in that, we're going to review our tasks that we've completed in the last day, and we mark down any new tasks that arise. We update our Trello board, and we build the plans for the next day.
And that's every night?
That's every night.
Perfect.
And it's can never be longer than 15 minutes.
Perfect. And can't be missed.
Can't be missed. Exactly. So basically the whole idea of this is having standardized procedures to ensure that you're continually progressing and meeting goals regularly. So just for different roles, typically like in like a larger company, you would have the product owner. That's the person who owns like the piece of software being developed or whatever. In this case, we're both product owners. And so what we're in charge of is deciding what the final product is and creating our backlog of requirements for this product. And so then there is the Scrum Master. So in this case, I'll be the Scrum Master. So I'm leading our daily Scrum where we meet up, and I'm just going to keep us on an efficient path. And I'm going to lead the sprint planning as well. And then there's the development team, which is still us, and then whatever outsourcing in the future we have to do.
Right.
So I'll bring over here to the product backlog, where it kind of defined some of it. All right, so here's our start of a document I'm going to be filling out for the product backlog. So I started with defining what the product is and then what the project is. So the final product is going to be a consulting company for home improvement industry, where it will offer lead generation, lead nurturing and management, and a back-end sales system. So the project itself is transitioning from our current general ads agency to a niched consulting company with a more comprehensive service integrating the Go High Level software. And so later on, we're going to meet together as the product owners, and we're going to build out this list of product requirements. So we're going to be beginning our first sprint after that, starting today. And so this sprint goes for 2 weeks. We're going to define our end of sprint deliverable and the overview of our objectives, and then our backlog of actual tasks we're going to need to perform. So then we also, at the end of the first week, we hold our half sprint review where we cover everything we've gone through and what needs to be done in the other week and make any changes.
So is this, in this half sprint review, is this where we define what we've done, and also we take those other things, right? Those things that we found out by commencing the sprint that they're going to take a lot longer, and we backlog them back into the product backlog if we do not see it fit that we're going to be able to finish it by the end of the 2 weeks.
Exactly. And that's where the power of this is that where you're doing these 2-week cycles, you want to have your functional deliverable at the end, but things arise, and that always happens. So instead of the whole project being derailed, you just roll that back into the product backlog, and then you roll that into the next sprint. And then finally, at the end of the 2 weeks, we have our sprint review where we're going to go and again do the exact same process, except now building out the second sprint. Yeah, so that's basically this, and we're going to get quite a good feel for this as we're going to be meeting daily in our 15-minute scrums. But yeah, we're really going to hammer this down, and we'll see the power of this process as we really transition our agency.
Thumbing. One thing for sure, yup, I'ma go